Today's reading is Jiangshi, an entry from the Monster Encyclopedia book series. A kind of undead that is unique to the Mist Continent. When the peculiar demon mana enshrouding the Mist Continent comes to dwell within a corpse, it is raised as a Jiangshi. For an undead, their body is in extremely good condition, for there is no decomposition. They're tough and they boast superhuman strength. There are even some who excel at martial arts. However, due to rigor mortis, their body has become stiff and they normally move by stretching their arms and legs out and hopping. Their intelligence is so high, and there are even some who can use magic. Unlike those, such as zombies, their behavior doesn't seem to be driven by impulse. Though, in a condition of starvation, they do become that way, becoming extremely ferocious and aggressive, assaulting human men, using their superhuman strength to pin down their victims and violate them. Also, their fingernails have a toxin that can induce a temporary, note temporary, state of apparent death in human women and can cause them to transform into Jiangshi. Their stiff body loosens up as they obtain pleasure and human men's mana. When they straddle a man and begin moving their hips, at first, since their body is completely stiff, all they can do is bounce up and down, humping indifferently. But once their body gets warmed up from the pleasure and they're showered in mana, they'll gradually shift into moving their hips more alluringly and lasciviously. As their body loosens up, conversely, the man's penis, being engulfed by it, will stiffen even more, and their softly loosened vaginal walls will flexibly milk his semen. Their erotic sensations are invigorated as their body loosens, and the pleasure they themselves can obtain also increases. At first, their breath is as cold as a corpse, and they move their hips indifferently, but even they will end up letting out vigorous and sensual moans and long, feverish breaths. They have semen poured inside them again and again, like this during sex, and their body loosens up, but after a while, their body will start to stiffen up again. For that reason, it is recommended that those who become their husbands should maintain the heat and softness of their body as much as possible, not just during sex, but in daily life too, by periodically reaching inside their clothes with a hand and rubbing their breast and buttocks. Additionally, not only does their body stiffen, their thoughts also stiffen. If denied pleasure and mana for a long enough period of time, their gaze will become fixed on their husband's nether region, their mind will become preoccupied with thoughts of having sex with him, and he'll end up getting violated just like when they first met. The talisman stuck to their forehead is called a spirit reclaiming talisman, and by sticking it to a corpse, it's possible to bind the spirit to a corpse, or call the spirit back to a corpse. Furthermore, by drawing in demon mana from the surrounding area at the same time, it has the power to trigger a corpse's transformation into a Jiangshi. The binding and recalling aspects don't have much effect on those who have already been revived, and there is no harm in simply removing the talisman, but modifying some of the characters written on it have various effects on the Jiangshi it is affixed to. Other than further increasing their superhuman strength or magic, if lewd words are written on it, it can cause them to express themselves in more indecent and lustful, monster-like manners. By writing in the husband's name, one can make it so that they recognize their companion and owner more deeply. However, as mentioned before, Jiangshi that have already been revived have no need for the talisman, and even if the characters written on it go against their will, they can just peel it off with their own hands right away, so it's not like they are totally enslaved by it.